Okay, I am live. Yes, born to be alive. Of course, Heather can't do a show without some music reference, especially to the greatest decade ever, the 80s. So, let's gonna chill for a bit, see who shows up. Was in the mood for another live to hang out and talk. Um, so, we'll see if anybody shows up. And if not, Teresa Hadarian. How are you, girl? It's been a while. There are so many Teresas now and Amandas in my chats. It's amazing. Teresa's my sister's name, and Amanda's the name of one of my besties. So it's cool to see you, my dear. It's been a while. Um, I hope everybody is doing well. Hello, Three Shifting Veils. Do I know you, or is this like a channel name change, or is this somebody new? And if you're new, welcome. Three Shifting Veils. I love that. That's very poetic. I love writing poetry. I have a Sunday show where Jeff Bailey and I from Tarot Ask Backwards joins us, and we do poetry along with a couple of other readers. Oh, you're a lurker. That's fine, my dear. It's good to see you popping in and saying hi. Thanks for lurking when you do. Um, so, okay, got plenty of light. Yeah, I wanted to come on. I did a show earlier, investigative tarot, with my girl Jackie, Jackie's Crystal Moon. And, oh, I hear a knock knock. That must mean my coffee is here. So, thank you, my dear. Okay, Debbie Joyce. Okay, that name sounds familiar. Ah, Debbie, I like the three shifting veils. I love that. I've heard the dance of the nine veils or the seven veils, which is included in a song by Sinead O'Connor too from the 80s. See, I can always find something 80s or something in music, but yeah, I like that. That would be a great poem, like three shifting veils. Oh wow, all the words you can rhyme with veils. I might have to maybe use that for a poem this coming Sunday. I like that. So, used to be a dancer. Oh, Debbie, I envy you. I when I was a little girl, I took ballet and I wanted to be a ballet dancer. That was one of the things I wanted to do, and my parents couldn't afford the lessons. And so some days when I'm kind of my depression's kind of kicking in, or I just kind of want to feel like I want to get outside of my body for a while because I'm getting older. I don't have the type of body I used to. I just imagine myself doing point and dancing across the floor, and just imagine myself being able to do that. The dresses and the gowns I would wear, the shoes. Oh, see now, ooh, snake. Oh, I can't. I have issues. People, my subscribers know my thing with snakes. But I took belly dancing for a little bit when I was living in Arizona. Boy, girl, Debbie, that's a workout. Oh my God, you're just thinking you're going, ooh, and then to warm up, she had us doing like sit ups and I mean, oh my goodness, we really worked our core. And hello, Ramon. Good to see you. Um, yeah, I got into in the mood like you last night, saying, "Oh, I'm live hungry." I kind of got the inkling, kind of think of this as a dessert instead of being hungry. It's a pop up dessert. Hello, Holly, my dear. Good to see you. Oh, and hello again, Flowing. And oh pythons. Oh yeah. Oh gosh. Really, y'all who can handle snakes. And what's crazy, Debbie, is that according to Real Sky Astrology, I'm supposed to be the snake bearer instead of the Sagittarius, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I mean, they're beautiful. I mean, their forms and their movements can be beautiful, but this is likely past life. You know, don't know if I'm ever going to work through that, but I remember when Britney Spears back in the day did that dance for one of the MTV awards, and she came out with that yellow snake. I was like, oh, that's beautiful, but oh, you know. So I give props to people who can handle them. And hello, Lori. Good to see you, my dear. Yeah, I was in the mood for a bit of. I have this tarot deck I've been talking about. It's one of those hashtags. Ginger and Allison made me do it, but I saw Allison start using this a few months back. It's the Hush Tarot by Jeremy Hush, and I was kind of like taken back a little bit, put off with the skulls and things, but I could not get my eyes off this artwork. And being an artist and knowing that he created the cards himself and he was the author, I was like, I got to look into this because I was starting to see some really beautiful cards. And then one night when I was doing a live with Ginger, she was using them, and she's like, "Girl, you don't have these?" I said, "No." And she goes, "Well, you need to." And so for a gift a couple of weeks ago, my sweetheart bought me the deck, and I had no idea. Jeremy Hush. Oh, and Ramon, he is your neighbor. Jeremy lives, according to this booklet, Jeremy lives in Philadelphia. I don't know if you have heard of this um, gallery, but let's see here. He lives in, okay, so Jeremy currently lives in Philadelphia, uh, hiding, they said, and working in the Convent Gallery. He spends his evenings painting in his studio, preparing for gallery exhibits, and his art has been shown around the world. So, Ramon, I don't know if you're familiar with the Convent Gallery, but yeah, Jeremy, um, I guess, owns it and works there. So it's very cool. And another cool thing, like if Jeremy, couldn't get any cooler than just his amazing, beautiful artwork. He was also in back in the day in punk and metal bands. It doesn't list in here in the book which ones, but first of all, I mean, I'm an artist. I love music. I played several different instruments growing up. Wanted to be a dancer, like I was talking with Debbie. Wanted to be a singer, dancer. The whole thing. And so, just not just falling in love with the artwork, finding out he's the artist. He's created it. He's done the concept. He also did designed album covers and flyers for bands as well with his artwork. And hello, Moira. I need this. I just finished watching a 4 month old and a 2 year old and a 5 year old for 11 hours. Woo! Holly, isn't it nice that they can go home with somebody else? That's why I prefer being an auntie. Yes, at East Burke Street. Well, maybe one of these days pop in and say hi to. I would love to have Jeremy come on my channel. I have to get the courage to ask a couple of. Now I know Jonathan Daly is a great getting people, deck creators to come on his channel and Jackie, but I would love to see if I could. I would love to have Jenna Della Gratalia be a guest, but she's big. I mean, really big. Um, she's based. She was the early, the main catalog of Colette Baron Reed's decks. She's the artist, and now she's doing her own along with working with other writers. Um, yes, tell him to stop by and tell him there's people that love his work and would love to come on him to come on their channels. So I would love to and Moira, really quick. That's a lot of math, Holly. Yes, it is. So that would aim big. Yeah, you know, maybe. And it was so weird. I had a dream a couple of days ago, waking up with the name of Chris Ann in my head. And I know Chris Ann's the creator of the Lightseer Tarot deck, which I don't have, but I have her Muse Tarot. And I'm like, why am I dreaming about Chris Ann, the name Chris Ann? So I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to invite her on too. But Yeah. Holly, when I was a young girl and having to babysit my young niece and nephew, I knew right away at that by that age as a teen that I could not be a parent. I did not want to be a parent at all. I couldn't handle it. So now I prefer to be a fur mom. So with Jeremy, wow, how much cooler. So he creates his very detailed artwork using a ballpoint pen and found materials for pigment, often using his fingerprints to create shading, giving his work an aged, textured, and timeless quality. Um, he loves being surrounded by nature, even when on the road. It mentions in here that he still held on to his love for being out in nature. He loves nature in all its forms, life and decay, because life is about life and death. Victorian botanical etchings was his influences. Contemporary illustrations, you can definitely see that. Takes a 19th century aesthetic much deeper by adding to it his own cast of fascinating feminine, masculine, and animal characters. And I love how they write this, journeying through his haunted landscapes, beckoning the viewer to attempt to chase down the phantom narrative. I love that. So I wanted to go through and share some of the cards, maybe do a few card pulls if anybody would like. And as always, y'all, I don't do political, I don't do third party. Um, health and, I'm not a doctor, so I don't do the health and the legal stuff. Maybe some we can look at, certain questions energetically. But y'all know me. So let's see. I love it says here the Hush Tarot represents a specter of dreams, a destination without end, a compilation of creativity and personal inspiration. And a lot of the artwork too just looks like those books that a lot of us grew up with when we were younger. Um, of you know the illustrations that we would have in the children's books. I mean, it, the video, this live isn't going to do the artwork justice because, as you can see, there's just so many multi-level layers. There's such depth and detail and such an immense amount of symbolism. His color palette, I love. It's earthy. Me, I usually like bright, bold colors, but being an artist and having gone to school, I have a degree, having to take drawing classes and printmaking classes, working with different types of media, pen and ink, learning how to do line work, washes. It's just his skill is phenomenal. This is one of my favorite cards too. Is the Judgment card. Look at the little mouse. I think that's a little mouse. Yeah, there's a little mouse. There's a couple of them. So I love the fact that they include the animals. Um, so I love animals as well. So let's see the magician. Just a lot of powerful. Hey, Care Bear. Hey, Karen. So yeah, and Holly, I was already a young person myself. I mean, the age difference between my niece and I is like seven. I was 70. She was born in 77, 78. So there's like only a 7 and 8 year difference with her, and then with my nephew David, it's only 10. So me having to babysit, it was rough. Here's a 13-year-old, 14-year-old, maybe even younger at one point, having to watch these young kids. It was difficult, and some of the spooky kind of images as well, almost kind of like decaying bodies, but at the same time, like with George O'Keeffe's artwork, the bones, people did, she told people that, the bones aren't supposed to be like macabre or morbid or disturbing. They're just, when you look at bones and seeing things, and death and decay and whatnot, it's about, a reflection of the natural order of life. So I love how he mixes a little bit of that. And as I get to learn this deck more, I'm really going to use this for the Para Oracle shows that I do. which, by the way, if you didn't catch it last night, this gentleman here and I read on the Black Monk House of Pontefract. Pront, Pront, Pontefract. And that was a lot of fun. And I know that I wish I could have used maybe these more, but I want to get used to them a little bit before doing that. It would be cool to do a live at his gallery and an interview, maybe a vlog. Oh my goodness. Ooh, that would be amazing. If I knew that that could be arranged, I think I would try to make some way of getting some money together to get that Greyhound bus or whatever. To I mean, I drive, but I wouldn't, trust my driving in a large city, especially that I've never been to. But do some sort of like Greyhound or Mega Bus or something, and yeah, oh, that would be awesome. Yeah, my both my mom, worked. My sister worked. My dad had two jobs, so he was gone all day. So especially during the summer, he was home to watch the kids until they came home at around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock at night. So first thing in the morning, 7, 8 o'clock. Yeah, it was tough. Hello, Jessica. Good to see you. Just call it 30 East Drive. Yeah, there we go. How do you find reading with the Hush Tarot? Love the art, but not sure how it reads. Moira, it's different. Um, it's a different perspective. So if you're first starting out with tarot, this is if you're new to tarot, this is not a deck for you. I would, get a regular base like a RWS deck that has the suits and gives the main description, symbolism, and explanations and keywords of the cards. Because he keeps that with these, but his personal interpretation and the addition. So it just makes these cards really multi-layered. Um, so love mystery reading and old unknown tales. Yes, Greyhound Sunday poetry prompt. Oh my, yeah, actually, yeah, kind of. So let's see. Let me pull, and there is two for people if you don't like nudity, in art, in your cards, then this is not going to be the deck for you. Um, and really quick for for Debbie, for Three Veils. Yeah, I kind of got to get used to some of the snakes too that are in this deck. But he does it very artistically. The Sun card, oh my God, I love the Sun card. And then the Moon card, when I come across it, it's just wow. Um, and this is like the king of wands, so there's no king. So again, you have to learn and understand the basics, but when you do, and then you have his layer of art and how you can look at the images, it adds another layer, another whole different interpretation to the readings. So when I start using these like tonight, I am definitely going to be using the book, and not embarrassed to do that. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? I don't know if anybody has a particular card that is their favorite in a deck they would like to see. Let me know. The Queen of Wands. That's very cool. Usually there's a black cat. So sorry, Ramon, no Snuffles in here, but we have maybe Snuffles the crow. But yeah, actually, I had a friend. She's passed. She had developed liver damage from RA medications, nonetheless, and she lived way past her where the doctors thought she would live, and she did animal rescue, especially aviaries. She was in with the bird, I think aviaries for birds, and she actually had found a baby crow, and she adopted him. He couldn't go. Yeah, Karen, yeah, those are the oh, I have to pull up. I don't know if they mention the name. It's the Hindu couple. I know one is Shiva with the flute. So really quick, Corinne, I'll have to share her picture one of these days. She adopted him and she named him Corbin. And so she would have videos of, and she was an artist as well. And she was fabulous. You thought, talk about me with my hat, and my love for Stevie Nicks. Oh boy, her big hats, her feathery. I mean, she was the coolest chick. And her and I actually became friends over the one time when I saw that she had put a line in one of her videos that was a lyric from a song by Mazzy Star. And I'm like, oh my God, someone who knows Mazzy Star. So that was pretty cool too. So yeah, we lost her. Oh, I think she's been gone now for about 5 or 6 years. But she was one of the coolest chicks. I never met her personally, but her and I both dealt with, mental health and with physical issues. And we were always there for each other, supporting each other. So, Moira, I have 6 of Cups. There you go. Okay, let me see. Lovers. And Holly, okay, let's see. We had done lots of animal rescues, birds mostly. Oh, that's beautiful, Moira. I'm friend with the crows. I give them treats and they protect my chickens from hawks. Alrighty, so okay, 6 of Cups. And can I just say, this is the cutest Fool card? Really. I mean, is he not adorable? And I love the black background. Black just makes the colors, everything just pop. So, Mazzy Star won second place in the talent show high school singing with guitarist and cello player. Oh, in your school? Oh my goodness, because I know they had two singers. Um, I can't think of the girl's name right now, but that breakthrough. So tonight that I might see. I mean, Fade Into You. Oh my God, I'm just getting goosebumps. Okay, so for people who love the Crows, there's one right there too. Not the Black Crows. The Black Crows are a cool band too, and they just released their first new album in what 10 or 15 years. Rich and his brother Chris, buried the hatchet, and they got back together again. They started making music and made a new album. So, Heather, stay focused here. The Hierophant. Of course, Hierophants are not my favorite cards because of the papal and the clergy and all. And here we got beautiful nature based Hierophant. And there's the keys. Might be a little hard to see, but there's just so many beautiful layers. And the King of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. Look at that owl. Ramon, here's your owl. The owl getting the cuckoo bird out of the cuckoo clock. I mean, that to me is hysterical. And it shows you how some of us have to be prey, and one has to be prey and predator to survive. But yeah. Oh, Hope Sandoval. Yes, there we go. That's her name. Um, okay, so 6 of Cups. Oh, showed you the Sun card, and this is the Moon. Just absolutely fabulous. Just absolutely beautiful. Okay, so okay, 6 of Cups, and the way he kind of labels the cards. Just gotta give me a minute here. Oh my goodness, another one I have to share. The 10 of Wands. Look at that kitty. Sometimes that's how we feel with Ziva when she annoys us and wants to be on top of us all the time. Feed me, feed me, feed me. I'm going to annoy you, annoy you. And we're like, hide from her, get away from us. So I had to just put a little joke in there, but he's even got kitty cats in here. And my other one heard me talking, and he's coming up here. So let's see, 6 of Cups. Oh, High Priestess too is the box cover. Love the High Priestess. Just absolutely beautiful. She's holding a little, I think it's a little baby sparrow. Okay. The one card that is kind of off to me that I'm trying to get used to is the Hangman, because he's not hanged. And what I think is that I have to read on the card a little bit later. I'm not sure if he's in the process of getting to hang himself so that he can get that wisdom and that perspective from a different angle, or if he already has, and he's removing the ties that he hung himself from. Um, the King of Swords, a pheasant. My dad loved. Okay, let's see. Okay, Cups. Six of Cups. Is that it? No, that's the three. Oh, Ramon. Look at that. Everybody, isn't that beautiful? I got to see an owl like that a couple of years ago. We had a wildlife come up to the old Niagara Falls High School, which is now a like a an artist. It's a community center, and I got to see three different owls and a I think it was a crow, wild crow. It was just an amazing experience. Okay, that's the Five of Cups. Oh, I have to show you guys the devil card. Is that not adorable? The little kitty's playing around with the little devil mask holding up to its face. So, yeah. Oh, okay. Queen of Cups? No. And it's weird because the Queen of Cups actually is wearing a crown with sharp points on it. When I saw this, I thought, oh, the Queen of Swords. And then I saw the cup symbol at the top. 'Cause that's how he does it. He puts this little tiny little symbol, and then he'll put the name or number underneath it. The Strength card, too. Something to show. Full of bats. I mean, just wow. And the little moths flying around. Okay. And boy, don't we know who that kind of looks like? I think even Gerald made it into the deck. Okay, so six. Wait, is that four? No. That is the Four of Cups. Where is the Six of Cups? Watch, I'm going through. Okay, so here's the Lover's card for the Geminis. I don't know who Shiva's partner was. I think that's Shiva with the flute player. I could be wrong. I don't connect with the Hindu pantheon. I know if Michelle Marie were here, she'd be able to, but maybe some of you might know. But even artistically, that was beautifully done. And it's interesting that this is out of the whole deck. For me, as far as I can tell, this is the only form of deity that was used in the deck. So I found that very interesting, but still beautifully done. This is not a lost a Scarabeo. This is actually a U.S. Games. Um, she's protecting the bird. That does seem Queen of Swords. Alrighty, so no mouth on the He-Man. There was, but this kind of like a mask. It's like wearing a mask. So I got a Vivian Lee, Scarlett O'Hara. Okay. So where is the Six of Cups? Or did I misinterpret? Let's see. Because to me, his wand's kind of symbol reminds me of. Okay, there's the Ten of Cups, Seven of Cups. Bear with me, y'all. Here, let me see the description. Parvati and Shiva. Okay, I thought that was Parvati. Thank you for letting me know. Let's see here. So there's going to be hares and rabbits in there. Okay. So there are going to be little rabbits. It's probably one of Allison's favorite cards. I mean, look at this one. This is the Ace of Cups. Isn't that something else? Again, usually I'm not a person who likes human skulls or skeletons. For me, I've always loved the animal bones and the skulls. But this deck is insane how it speaks to me. The Knight of Cups. Okay, so where are you, bunny rabbits? Did you already show Queen of Swords? I don't believe I did. And of course, I took. There we go. So for the Six of Cups, there you go. There are the hares. I don't know if anybody remembers. This also reminds me, especially with the hares. There was a movie that we watched when I was in elementary school, and it was kind of violent too. Kind of, I'm surprised they show that to us because I was so impressionable. Anything I saw that was kind of scary, I would, my brain would automatically turn into a nightmare. But it was called Watership Down, and it had to do with, I think, two factions of wild hares that were fighting for domination, for territory. think it has something to do with man coming into. I just, remember just because I loved animals and remember seeing this and seeing the violence between the animals. I remember I couldn't, I had such a hard time watching it that I completely shut down anything else about the movie. But I just remember its name. Mm-hmm. Moira remembers it. So, Queen of Swords, is that what we want to see? Of course, the deck is not in order. And the Emperor. I love the Emperor too. Look at that at the bottom. People honoring, kind of almost like skulls and masks. The Emperor. So yeah, the Hangman has no mouth because he's wearing a mask. It's kind of hard to see, which also kind of threw me off. So that's something to be interesting in reading up on the book. Um, but let's see if I can find the Queen of Swords, and then I'll go ahead and start pulling, doing a card pull for anybody who would like one. And then we can find out that way what the Queen of Cups. No, okay, no, that's the Queen of Cups, not the Queen of Swords. Tower. The Queen of, this is the Queen of Pentacles. Lovely. She's wearing a wedding gown. Very interesting. She's the bride of the land, you know, bride, the goddess reference. I love that. Here's another owl for the hermit and the little machinations. And what I think he's got, I think he might have caught a snake and had a snake for lunch. So good owl. So the Page of Pentacles. I wish he had done more with the black background. Look just how beautiful that black background just brings out the colors and the values and the tonations in his artwork and the textures. It's just really well done. So Queen of, and this Wheel of Fortune, the ant cut on a leaf in the water. Is he going to make it? Is he going to make it? To the solid ground? Um, so Queen of, so the Queen. Okay, so this is the Queen of Wands again. Um, Let me look for the Queen. I mean, I'm going to say not all the artwork resonates with me on a few of these. Queen of Swords. Here we go. For you, Karen. So there's the crow ravens. And it's interesting how she has a mask to her face. So I love the touch of the nature of a little bit of a fae like quality to these. There's no like real like fairy wings, but you do get that sense of you know, the little people, the small people, in this deck, the elementals. So that would be the Queen of Swords. So let's see. Plague Dogs by the same author was even more disturbing. Really, Moira? Ooh, no, thank you. Why they would show that to a group of us kids in elementary school? Was the artwork created for the deck? No, Moira, this is all written and created by Jeremy Hush, hence the Hush Tarot. And he, in his earlier days, was in a punk and heavy metal band and designed, flyers and booked bands and things, and always had a love for art. And he actually, I don't know if he owns it, but he's in a art gallery, convent gallery in Philadelphia, and which is cool because Ramon knows exactly where it is. And all this work has been done with pigments that he's um, from nature, ballpoint pen, and because of the natural materials, a lot of it, especially with the ink, he would just, from what says, he would just take his finger and and just rub and create a lot of the texture and the tonal values. So um, really wonderful. Okay, so if anybody would like me to pull a card, let me know. And they shuffle very nicely too. They're a little slippery, but not like some of the ones that just kind of, just slide all over, like super slippery. Let's see. I have 2 starred comments. I want to make sure that I got to acknowledging them. And let's see, what did I star? 6 of Cups. Okay, so that was alrighty. So just going ahead and shuffling, and maybe I just pull cards for collective. So the card that just came up is the 2 of Wands. And again, the texture, the detail with ballpoint pen, his fingers, the ink, natural pigments from nature. I can't imagine the time that it took to really go and do all the detail. I mean, you can tell that he truly loves his medium, that he truly loves his art, and um, that he loves art, that, he loves the process. The 2 of Wands. Let's see what the 2 of Wands has to say for us. Okay, Moira, let me go ahead and star you there. That card has been coming out a lot lately for me. Interesting, the 2 of Wands. So let's see what he says here. Decision making and progress. The 2 of Wands are a crossroads. So there's the kind of the crossroad, the what looks like a weather vane, an old weather vaner spoke. Your steady planning and progress forward point you in the right direction. This card is about discovering what is next. The lightning. Okay, so this is the lightning rod. The lightning rod is rusty and tangled with the vines of the rugged path you have taken thus far. And also a poet at heart, his creative writing. I love that. Despite the trials and errors, it is still a tool for channeling power and focusing it in a specific direction. From its perch atop the cracked glass bulb, the bluebird, so that's our little bluebird, has a higher view of what is on the horizon. So the meanings of the cards are there. He just recreates the meanings through a different form of visualization of symbols. So that's beautiful. I love. I'm going to probably say that for all the cards. Sure, Jessica. Let me go ahead. I'm going to take a quick sip. My coffee's getting cold, but that's okay. Hot or cold. So let me put that back in. And Moira. Let's see what we get. Mars, Chiron, and North Node are in Aries right now. Okay. To me, that's kind of like, but I will get to understanding one of these days. When I see you put that in there, I'll be like, oh, okay, I know what that means. And stay tuned. Next month, Karen will be back with me and we'll be discussing the next sign that we are moving into. We just did Gemini, started the series off with Gemini, and I believe next month is going to be Cancer. I look for synchronicity in astrology. I hear there's a lot of them. That's why I love decks like my Star Tarot, my Heaven and Earth Tarot. They include the astrological signs. So this is for Moira. So let's take a look at the top and the bottom. I've got in the habit of doing that. So, Moira, you have 2 10s. You have the 10 of Swords, and typically in regular tarot, here, let me, because I have my little cards here for what I need, little descriptions on them. So typically the 10 of Swords, you see a person down, swords in their back. You're at the bottom. There's no way more but going up. And in Jeremy's deck, instead of swords, she's down on the ground. She's, she's kind of like, she's gone through her cycle, she's gone through her pain. But out of that, to me, it feels like, when I first look at this without reading the book, to me, it's beautiful because it's like, out of her pain, look what grows. These beautiful flowering. I don't know if they're what they're supposed to be, what kind of dandelion or what flower or weed, but instead of, you know, the bleeding, the dying, the sharp pain. It's showing the beauty that comes out of her pain, out of our pain. Something beautiful can come out of that. Um, and so I'm going to see what's special that he wrote about this, his interpretation. And at least it's easy to work through this book. Defeat and burdens. So let's see. Again, taking on too much. Responsibilities and burdens are the weeds that you have been feeling, that have you feeling trapped. So she's trapped, growing around. Okay, I can see that now. The weeds growing in and around her, kind of holding her down. Um, these roots can dig deep and hold you down. The blooms may seem like positive goals, but the work involved is too much to handle on your own. Prioritize your needs versus wants. So this is trying to release your burdens and putting, instead of all of these that you want to do, pick out just a few, lighten your load. And this could also be, how we sometimes, take on other people's emotions and considerations, or their wants and needs, and it just takes us to the point where we're just brought down. There's no energy left, and so, yeah, I like that one. And so, Moira, on the bottom you had the 10 of cups, and I believe these are heron. I know the heron and the cranes are similar, but look at that 10 of cups. I just love that, and it's so cute that they did include a little cup in there. um, but for the 10 of cups, let's see what he has to say about the 10 of cups. Harmony, yes. The heron, yes. The heron started appearing in my circle a couple summers ago. Just big one, main thoroughfare. You never see them fly. And this heron, it was huge. The wingspan on this, the heron, crane, whatever. I mean, same family, but I mean, it was just like, I didn't know what was coming. I mean, one minute I'm driving, and this huge bird just comes flying right over the hood of my car, up and over the other cars, and then disappears. I mean, it was just like, what was that? My heart was beating, and I mean, I'd never seen something that huge in flight right there directly in front of me. Um, so incredible, amazing birds. So the heron is a bird of great wisdom. He is powerful in flight and purposeful in his stride. Content in their environment. Oh, content in their environment. Herons take their time in their outlook on life. Every moment is to be enjoyed. So, yes, I can understand that message too for me. So beautiful. Thank you for asking, Moira. We get to see some of these new cards and learn some more beautiful things about our our fur brothers and sisters, our fur and kin brothers and sisters. I love that wisdom from the Native American indigenous peoples. How even the animals are our brothers and sisters. We're all family. Um, just hired a student to help out with work. There you go. Yes. Yay, herons. Let's see. Hmm. Yeah. You're welcome. Yeah, typically, like, I think it was a couple weeks ago when we started finally having nice weather. There was one on the by the lake, on Lake Niagara, and we were at the river, and you know he was there, and he was picking the little tiny minnow fish, out of the water, and it was just amazing. I was like, oh my god, Allison, look at, but he was so small. They're very skittish. You move too close, or and boom, they take right off. So let me go ahead and just unstar some of these. And I thank everybody for joining me tonight. This has been very enjoyable. So, Jessica, are you still here, my dear? I'm going to do for you now. Alrighty. Bless you, hit the jackpot. You got two together. There you go. And tens are about completions. Alrighty, there you are, my dear. Excuse me. Still got a little bit of burps. We splurged tonight. I wasn't in the mood for cooking, and we went and got some Five Guys for dinner. We have the best milkshakes. I love milk fries. Dipping my fries into a milkshake. Okay, so Jessica. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right, so Jessica, your first card is okay. This is so for him. This is the symbol for wands. For me, when I first saw it, I thought it was a sword, but it's a wand. And you have the Seven of Wands, which is about standing your ground, standing your boundaries, standing firm in your boundaries. Let's take kind of a little bit of a closer look. All the different detail, the metal, the textures, just absolutely beautiful work. Even in the look on her eyes, she's just kind of holding on, giving that look like, no, I'm don't you mess with me. I'm not moving. You do not want to feel the point of my wand here. So let's see what he has to say. Let's see, where are the wands in here for the Seven of Wands? And in some of the cards, he puts these little sayings too. Sometimes they're in English. There were a couple that were, I think, in French. So the Seven of Wands is challenge and competition. Um, so again, yes, stand your ground in the face of opposition. Challenges and obstacles are inevitable. You have made it this far. Hold tight to your course. Like her, hold tight to that blade. Know where to direct it. Direct your energy. The sky is wide open. Strong self confidence is needed. Okay. And there you go. That's your top card. And on the bottom, I have the Five of Pentacles. And typically, we're used to seeing people, outside of a church in snow, that look poor, destitute, and cold and hungry. Um, and here it's almost like she's like, to me, it almost looks like she's underwater. And we'll see what he has to say. But, um, the expression, the sadness, the the humanity in her face, um, and the colors that he used to convey that heaviness, and the green too. Green being earth, being also the color of money. So he has excellent knowledge and understanding of, and the way he puts these together. So let me find where the pentacles are. The pentacles should be last because they're the suit that contains all of them. Okay, so for him, let's see what he says about this card, his interpretation. About strife and loss. Financial failure has you underwater. So yeah, that's underwater, and these are probably like the water weeds and seaweeds and plants that grow and kind of wrapping around you and kind of pulling you down, holding you down. Um, a misdirection in plans can have a mirroring effect. This card indicates a refusal to open your eyes to the real problems. So, kind of like almost two opposite cards. This may be just reminding you what you choose that you do not want to see, that you do not want to face. Um, or the letting go of that fear um, is what is keeping you from, or it could be this. Okay, so for me, the card that's on the bottom for me kind of represents either the overall or the hidden, the subconscious. So subconsciously, you're going through this, and you're fighting to sustain. Let's see what he said here. No, it's still the same, being pulled underwater. Um, so while that may but be what you're feeling on a subconscious level, or you may not necessarily be realizing this is on a subconscious level, still let's focus on that top card about standing your ground, taking your power. Um, Everything's right there. It's all wrapped. It's kind of like taking those underwater vines and wrapping them around everything that's like your truth, that you believe in, that you stand firmly with, and you have the power. It shows you to take up that wand, or even it really looks like a sword too, that staff, and to be able to direct your life and where you want to go, creating those boundaries where people cannot pull you under, where life cannot pull you under, whatever your situations are. So that's really beautiful. Is that the Chariot? Nope, this is the Five of Pentacles, and this is the Seven of Wands. So it's almost kind of like a bit of a struggle. But remember, stand your ground. Hold in your power. Stand your power. That are the wands, like in magic or in ceremony. The blade is never seen, is not supposed to be used as a tool to harm, but it's a tool, like an athame, to direct your personal energy. So taking that staff, creating, visualizing that energy going through that staff, surrounding you, saying, these are my boundaries, this is my protection. No one is going to cross this. I am going to remain steadfast in what I believe in, as long as you make sure that it's positive, and it's something that is um, a part of your plan, a part of your goal, not anybody else's, and that you don't let the fears, the doubts, or other things that people are saying, or that subconscious talking to you about lack and pulling you under. Stand strong, my dear. This is resonating. Okay. All righty. So 8:55. Would anybody else like a card? I can go ahead and. Mm-hmm. She's got them all wrapped under her arm. They're all coming at her. She goes, "No, I have control of this." It's like those weeds underwater, those underwater reeds. She took them. She took control over them, power over them. Not power over them. She redirected it. She worked with those weeds under the water and said, "Okay, no, you're going to be what I use to wrap up all these people, these negative energies, these negative sayings, whether they're from people, myself, or both." And they're wrapping it up. She's got it right under her arm. She's got it in control, and she's holding her staff, and she's directing her life, her power, her energy. So you got this, Jessica. Even on days when we feel like we don't have it in us, and it's okay to have those days. I have a lot of them lately. But as long as you have those days where you know that you are in control of that you're in control of, your own um, power, and you stand by that. So no one else has asked, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull. Now this was an interesting one. I think my friend Amanda was mentioning it the other day. She's like, that's kind of different. So this is the Six of Swords. So we're used to seeing in the traditional. Oh, I have the sword still right here. Um, Where's the Six of Swords? So the Six of Swords typically shows an individual or a couple of people going across the water to a better place, moving from turmoil to calm, and you have someone taking them across, or they're all together moving across that water to the other side. In this deck, it's one person being carried across the water by a group of fish, which is very interesting. And in this deck, even though she's moving forward, she's looking back. I find that very interesting. So let's see what kind of fish. Six of Swords. Still again about transition and retreat. It's time to leave a bad situation. The boat is flimsy and as broken as your will. Also, in this deck, he chooses to make the boat broken and like it's about to sink. Very interesting, different perspective on that. Shrouded in sadness and without a clear plan of what is to come, you watch the shrinking coastline of your past struggles. The waters are strange and filled with the unknown, but it is necessary. It is a necessary journey to the new beginning. So he didn't mention what type of fish that he used. Um, well, they're supposed to be nice fish, I guess, because it seems like the fish are almost kind of like helping propel her boat across so that she doesn't sink. So the school of fish, maybe call it a school, maybe the lessons learned. Um, and those lessons is what's helping propel her to move forward, leaving the past behind and taking her to, you know, a new place, a new beginning. So yeah, it's interesting he didn't mention what type of fish. Maybe he might, I have to go and look on his website one of these days, um, and see if he goes into more detail, or if he'd be willing to come on and talk about his cards. That would be nice too. Yeah, I don't see teeth. Yeah, when I first saw this card, Karen, I thought they were the ones that and they eat meat and they kill people and stuff. I can't think of the name of the fish right now. That's what I thought they were, but then I was like, no, there's no teeth, and it looks like they're carrying her boat and helping her across. So there you go. But it's so you can see the sadness, in her face. You know, just kind of like that feeling of being lost. Like now, what? What do I do? It's like she hasn't given up, but she's just kind of that look on your face, or those emotions of you're looking back on your life and, well, that's the past, I'm moving away from it, what does the future hold? So piranha, thank you. Alrighty, well, I have not seen any other requests. I have only two left in chat, so I'm going to pull one more, and that'll be it for the night. So it was nice for everybody who did pop in. And so for the last one, oh, Cardinals. I have one that's outside my window that chirps in the morning and sometimes during the day. And I don't know why. I looked at him, a couple weeks ago, and I said, "Oh, what can I call you?" Because when we lived at the trailer, we had a male and a female, and we called them Hansel and Gretel. And then when we noticed that there was a different couple, because they were slightly different a little bit in certain color, because we had a bird feeder and we could see them, we were calling them Romeo and Juliet. So I was like, and I go, "What can I call you?" And the first name that jumped in my head was Freddie. So that's what I named him. So here we have the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands. I'm trying to remember. It's been a long day. The Eight of Wands. Oh, moving. Okay, well, this is different. Moving, because usually with the Eight of Wands, you see the wands flying through the air. That's why I got confused on here. So typically, the wands are flying across, either straight across, they're going up, they're going down at an angle. But this is interesting. His perspective is that they're coming from the bottom and moving upwards. And she's laying on the earth, and there's like one female cardinal here, and they're all male. So let's see. Eight of Wands. This will be the last card. Okay. Direction. Confusion has subsided and your vision is back on track. So her visions, she's laying down, maybe meditating, dreaming. She's having her visions again. The ideas and opinions of the flock are no longer in the way. The male cardinals stand out with their boisterous voices and their eye-catching red plumage. Each bird sits atop a flowering growth springing from every. Here, I'm going to hold this up for anyone who still wants to see. Each bird sits atop a flowering growth spreading from everything you have hoped for and dreamed of. So all the things that you put into motion, all your wands, all your dreams, all your goals. Um, the female cardinal is not as brightly colored, but she is very determined in her direction. Your will has set you apart from the crowd. So they're all sitting atop. They're all kind of resting on their laurels, so to speak. And yeah, my dad had cardinals and deer on his mailbox too, Karen. And so she's, the one that stands out, and she's moving up, going through the ranks basically, and she's continuing the forward motion. So instead of going across or at an angle up or an angle down from the bottom, where she's streaming the earth, she's streaming with Mother Gaia, and she's having her visions, and they're all shooting up into these beautiful flowers. And there's the cardinals to sing about it, and that female to stand out and keep pushing through and saying, "Nope, let me through. I still have more that wants to come up." So yeah, I love that. I just love this deck. It's one of those wonderful, you know, Ginger and Allison made me do it that I absolutely love, and I'm glad they did. Allison, not so much, but Ginger was like, "You got to get the deck so the three of us can do a Hush Tarot read together live." So I said, "Okay." So keep an eye out for that. And for the four who are still hanging here with me, thank you, Karen. I don't know if Ramon, you're still here, Jessica, but everyone who joined me tonight, this was wonderful. And oh, hi, Lady Silver. Hi. Am I too late to get a card? My dad's birthday would have been tomorrow. Oh, of course you can. I don't mind staying for another one. Here, talking about our dads. I really need to find a picture of my dad. See if my sister's got a good one that I can keep on my ancestor altar, along with my grandma and my great grandmas and a few people who I don't mind having around. Hi, Debbie. So you're still here. That's awesome. Thank you. Now you're doing the wave. Debbie, do you want a card, or let me know if you're interested? But for Lady Silver, so it would have been her was her dad's birthday. Oh, would have been tomorrow. So it's tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Let's see what we get. Oh, big hugs back to you. Oh, interesting. The King of Cups. At the very top. The King of Cups. Someone very loving, nurturing. Um, I know it's very different than the traditional tarot, but I am going to read on that for you. So I just find it beautiful that, you know, a dad, a King of Cups coming up, and the Emperor. Oh boy, so dad must have really ruled the house. His rules, his overlook. But let's see what the cards have to say one at a time. So the King of Cups. And it's interesting too if you see this King of Cups, the liquid is kind of rising from the cup. Instead of just staying placid, it's coming up, it's rising. Nope, that's okay. Alrighty. So, King of Cups. Let's see what Jeremy has to say about the King of Cups. Emotional stability and strength. The king rules with his emotions. That was him. He went through so much before I was born. Okay. The full cup represents his balance of emotion and intellect. His temperance is an example to others. So your dad, for me, the top cards are more of what is the conscious, what is most seeable, the bottom card is a little bit more things that may have been subconscious or maybe not as seen as much, or maybe like an underlying energy. So it shows that your dad, was, to me, this would be respected. Some people think emotions is not really a manly thing, but it very much is, especially when they're able to um, be a father, take care of the house responsibilities, the stresses in life, with family, with feeding, clothing. I mean, the whole household. My dad worked the same two jobs for 40 years, to make sure that, I mean, eventually I had to leave the house with my mom when she left him, but my dad was an example of that. and that is a lot of strength. And his temperance is an example. So he was a beautiful reflection to others of what an emotionally present dad could be. Um, then we have the emperor. Let me just pull to see what he has about to say about the emperor, and I'll pull that up. Um, well, another aspect, he was confident, daring, resolute, and strategic thinker. And the little mask and the animals that they're wearing underneath them feels like kids, emperor, the people that he ruled over, or in this instance, dad, um, the grackle. So this is a grackle that he used for the card. The grackle's bold figure is a reminder to be brave in one's decisions. And I think this could be his message to you too, Lady Silver. This card deals with control of one's emotions, like with the King of Cups, and the fortitude to see through the structures and rules set by others. So, yes, again, being able to take care of house and home, do what he had to, but also still being emotionally stable and present for his family. Um, while some wear masks and fall into line, like these individuals under here, the grackle is able to make its own mark. His path of determination and resilience is clear. So these are beautiful cards, Lady Silver. And for me, I'm getting the words, you take this from me. Let this let me continue to instill this, or be present in your mind, in your life. So as you're moving through your life, that you can not necessarily follow his example, but you can tap into that strength and know that it's in yourself. Kind of like, well, you get it from me kind of deal. Kind of, I don't say attitude like a bad attitude, but just like, you know, this is, who I am. This is, this is a reflection of how I raised you. And this is a lot of his beliefs and his character, um, that he hoped to instill in you. And I don't know if you have any other siblings, but within the rest of you and your family. So, um, beautiful messages, and happy birthday, Lady Silver Stan. Oh, you made me share cleansing prayers. Thank you. You're welcome, my dear. Aw. Hey, Kaylee, what's up? Kaylee, I had so much fun last night. Didn't want to go and show. So, was there somebody else besides Lady Silver? Oh no, I had asked um, Debbie, who is, I love Three Shifting Veils. I love that. I think she said no, she was okay. Um, well, it is after 9 now. Um, yeah, everybody, thank you for letting me share some of my new deck. Um, just some, and again, here's some more cardinals, Karen. That you let your dad like cardinals. Here's the Knight of Wands. So on, the flames, we have the red flame of the plumage of the cardinal, and I love it when our sky here is so blue, and now that the trees are blossomed and there's this beautiful green, when that cardinal sits on the green and then he hits that blue sky, just absolutely, it's gorgeous. He just glows. I absolutely love that. And so there's another cardinal there for you. Um, oh, here's some more. Well, this is supposed to be the Three of Cups about celebration and getting along. I don't know about that. Look at the look on those two's face. It's like these two here, and this one's like, nah, I'm not getting into the middle of that. So I don't know. Oh no, Three of Pentacles. Oh, okay. Wait, I thought that was the Three of Cups because it's on the cups. This is what Jeremy does. Um, the Three of Pentacles is, but that's supposed to be working together to create something, and I don't know. One doesn't look too happy about about it, but let's take a look at that, Karen. Should we? Um, oh my goodness, look! I just wish like everyone could really get a look at. Oh, I hate my camera. I gotta get a new iPad. But the look on his face, you can't really see the eye, but just that expression of, you know. Don't piss me off. But let's see what I have to find out what Jeremy says for these. And it's so interesting, Jeremy. I knew boy Jeremy back in 1980. Heather, don't go there because you're going to digress. It's just weird saying the name Jeremy so much because I keep thinking about this little boy, this you know boy that I met when I was 10 years old. He was the first one that he told me that he loved me. He was so sweet. And Allison, if you ever watched this back, it was in Michigan when I was at Taos. So three of cups, no, three of pentacles. I keep looking at that cup. Like the cardinal, you have a strong voice. Your direction is clear and you are secure enough in your beliefs to take advice and criticism from others. An outside view can lead to new ideas. So, okay, wait a minute. Who's the one with the strong voice? Well, maybe, okay, so he's standing up for himself. He must be the one that has the strong voice. Your direction is clear and you are secure enough in your beliefs to take advice and criticism. So he must be Mr. Criticism right here. Um, an outside view can lead to new ideas, and that's the outside, giving the that's cute. I love that. Alrighty, I'm half Taurus. Everything is about food. Yeah. Let's see. I saw a dad standing his ground, a woman complaining, and a youngster like, you too, sigh. Yeah, I could sound like very well like my parents too. Oh my god, look at this one. She's a harpy. Isn't that amazing? It's on a skull. And that's a swords card. And that's the page of swords. So the page of swords is a harpy. Oh, again, this is so cool. Temperance. Very fairy-like elemental. Everyone thinks to be a fairy you have to have wings. Nope. That's a lot of Disney right there. There's some that do. They have that light, those wings, but not all. Now here's one. Genai Pas Pasteur. Pasteur. That's the wands. Six of Wands. It's a victory card. So there's some with some French on it. A little bit of writing on French. Oh, this one's cute too. The Two of Swords making a decision. They're playing again with the mask, and there's the little kitties. They're just so cute. Kaylee, there's kitties in here, and they're just so adorable on some of these. You just can't. Oh, there's another one again. The 10 of Wands. Feed me. No, leave me alone. The Four of Swords is a very interesting. Usually, it's someone laying down. You see a coffin with someone resting, or someone meditating, or someone sleeping. But she's kind of like sleeping, standing up, and her head is on her sword. And I just is that wait a minute, is that hair or snakes on the sword? Oh, it's her hair, but they kind of look like snakes. So there we go. I thought that was very interesting as well. Cats and birds can't go wrong. Nope. Oh, Kaylee, I don't think you were here to see this. Look at that. It's the devil card, and it's the cats playing with the mask. It's funny how they made the woman the devil, but isn't that adorable? Can't get really scared with that. And this is the chariot. I know, Karen, you thought the card before was the chariot, and this chariot is really interesting because it's got like it's like whistles or turning keys on it. It's an old carousel horse, but it's interesting because the carousel horse is missing a leg, is cracked, is kind of broken. It's got different like it's like put together. It's got some metal, it's got some stone, it's got her riding it, and bits and pieces of something like from circus around it. But yet she's still riding it. She's still in control of it, and it's still moving forward, even though it's broken. It's still able to move forward. That's fascinating. I like that. She's a beautiful woman. Don't be deceived by appearances. Yet for that double card, especially with the kittens. They can be little devils. We all know that. So I'm sure he must be a cat person. So yeah. And then you got like the toy soldiers and things down here and around. You got the mask that was kind of like also like the mask that they used during the Black Plague. that they would put the herbs and things underneath it. But it's just really his mind, his imagination, his understanding, and again, the strength card. I absolutely love the the design of this, how it just comes in, pulls you through the image, and then straight up. I'm very much when I do my work, I'm very vertical. I like a lot of vertical pieces and playing with the space vertically, and I just love how his composition of that too vertically was done. Really nice. I could be here all night going through this deck. Um, and I don't know what this is supposed to be, but this is kind of like an amalgamation of a couple different, almost kind of like a bat maybe she's on, but yet it's got some bird-like claws, so that's interesting. That's the Knight of Cups. So typically, and but she's holding a sword. So this is sometimes why it gets confusing. It's like, okay, it's supposed to be a cup in the hand, but instead she's got a sword, and it's supposed to be about emotions, and it looks like it's more mental. So, um, yeah, just gotta keep working with them, reading the book, and learning. But really, I just absolutely, if you love to collect decks, you love art, this is really a go-to deck for anyone's collection who can appreciate a true artist's work. And I really hope that his cards aren't being found on places like Timu and on Amazon as bootlegs. I would really hate that. Here is the King of Swords. My dad used to love to pheasant hunt. My dad was a hunter. Um, and this is just majestic. I just love this card. There's the animal skull, down at the bottom. Is that a deer skull? Yeah, it might be. This is a cute card too. It's the Justice card. And again, if people don't like, nudity, I would recommend turning away. But she's got like these moths, these bees, and then she's got the ants at her feet. And it's just like she's got her arrow and she's directing and she's pointing. And let's look at this card. So I'm trying to figure out. I remember reading a little bit on it, or was Ginger Faye was reading on it. I was hoping she would pop in. So Justice. Let's see where he describes the artwork. So here, through lessons of the past to lessons in the near future, your every step, as she's stepping through, is guided by choice. Both good and bad have weighed in on your journey. Armed with confidence and strength, Justice walks tall on her search for truth. So she's looking for truth. She's on her walk. The arrow points the way forward. The pole arm cuts the trail through the brush. So that's her walk, basically like her walking stick. She's going through the brush with it, the weeds, through the animals. There is her arrow pointing the way. Um, the stings and bites are the hardship along the way of seeing the truth in others. Wow. Learning of your own inner truth makes it easier to see the truth in others and to judge objectively. So, yeah, these must be maybe fire ants, bees with the stings at the feet. So, that was what was that line again? I love that. Where's the justice card again? Learning of your own inner truth makes it easier to see the truth in others. Yeah, seeing the truth in others. Wow. So knowing your own, know thyself, basically. Know thyself. Because when you know thyself and your truth, and you walk your walk and you talk your talk, you'll be able to see when others are doing the same, or if it's through a false, you know, presentation of who they are. It's easier to kind of the BS meter, so to speak. So my grandfather was a big game hunter. Oh, yeah, those are hard for me to see. Um, to me, they aren't meant for that. Not at all. This one here. Wow, this is the four. Wait a minute. This is the Four of Swords. No, this is the Nine of Swords. So instead of sitting in bed crying with all those swords overhead, check that out. That beautiful line work. Because I had to take figure drawing classes, human stuff, and just through those few simple lines, his understanding of the bone and the muscular is just absolutely beautifully done. And through line, and what I love about his work too is you can create depth. So we're going a little bit of an art lesson here because when you want to create depth, a lot of artists will use line to create that sense of space. And here, how this line here is very light, which does is what? It pushes that part in the back, which spatially that's where it would be. And then the darker line here between the two separates this to the foreground. That gets pushed to the background and then still separates and gets thicker here to give the sense of there's space there under her arm and just that light hint of shoulder blade. I mean, the line work is just absolutely beautiful in these cards. So yeah, in this one here, he relies on line value instead of the tonal values of the shape. He's much more linear, in this one, and until of course when you get up into here, but his work is just beautifully balanced and beautifully done. So yeah, all that weighing in on her head. I'm thinking that's rock and stone, just kind of like weighing in. So, alrighty, almost 9:30. Have to call it a night. Got to get ready for bed and take my medication that I have to take at night. So everybody, and yep, you too, Kaylee. So, have a good night, everybody. Thank you again for hanging out with me and letting me pull some cards for y'all and start working with my new tarot. And let's see, today's Wednesday. I might do another show tomorrow. I don't have anything planned right now. Um, I might reach out to a few people. There are some really cool spreads that came along with a tarot journal that I don't write in, but I love the spreads that are in there that I might want to start playing with. And then Friday, Allison and I will be back for readings. I'm sure I'll be bringing my Hush Tarot for that. Saturday, there might be a Saturday night show, not quite sure. Have to reach out to Tom, Early Ritual, and see if he might be interested in doing a hangout. And of course, then Sunday night, the poetry. And then Mondays with Nancy. So, hope everybody is having a good. Oh, what, you want to say goodbye? Okay. Oh, here's one of the ones that look like they were in the double card. Yeah, this is our little double right here. This is the mamas that wakes us up or wakes Shan up at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes because she wants to be fed, and then again at 5. Yeah, you always eating. Yes, I love you so. Want to say goodnight to everybody, Ziva? Say goodnight. Say bye bye. And we're going to end our stream. And there we go.